Hi everyone, my name is Laura Milligan and this is my weekly Facebook Live. It is not on my normal day. Normally I do these on Monday, but because of the holiday I switched to today. So I hope some of you are there watching. I have some fun things to share with you. If you're there, give me a shout out and thank you for watching. I am going to start by, I have a couple things I'm going to start with. I am going to go ahead and switch my camera view down so that I can show you a couple things. So let me go ahead and do that. Hi Colleen, how are you? I know I can always count on Colleen, right, to be here, so thank you. Hi Debbie, how are you? Thank you for joining me. I know this is not my normal day, but like I said, because of the Labor Day holiday, I had to kind of switch things around. So I am actually making today the two cards I attempted to make last week, and we had construction workers at our house and it was just crazy. So this is kind of a replay of those, but I wanted to first talk about the two cards that I had made actually the previous week, and they featured the adorable Joyful Life stamp set. I love this set. It just makes you smile, and I think it's something you definitely need to add to your stamp collection. I made this card, and this one is going to my friend Terry Bate. So Terry, I will get that in the mail for you. And then this one was one of the note card and envelopes that we sell in packages of 20, and I just created a pocket. I cut down the front flap of the note card and then made a pocket with the lower part, and this actually will hold a gift card. So it's a cute way to add like a coffee gift card or a hot chocolate gift card, that sort of thing, but super cute for fall. And this is going to Jean Herrick. I had decorated the envelope and stamped a few of the leaves on the envelope as well. So Jean, I'm going to be seeing you tomorrow, so I will just give that to you then. So those are the cards from my previous Facebook Live. The other thing I wanted to share with you today was my latest class to go, and it features the Gorgeous Leaves bundle, and registration is now open. It will be open through September 15th, so you have about another week. But this class, there's a couple different options. The base class fee is $40. It includes, let me show you what it includes. Well, first let me show you. This is the bundle. It's a great stamp set with pretty leaves and some fun little background images. And then, of course, the beautiful intricate leaf dies. So you can get that in a bundle. My class, for $40, you will receive a half a package of the Harvest Meadow Designer Series paper. It'll be cut 6 by 12. Hey, everyone. I just cut this smaller so that I can show it to you. But you know, this paper is always so much better when you see it in person. And there's the back side. Really pretty fall colors and different patterns and textures to these papers. Really love this one. It's one of my favorites. Then you'll also receive a full bolt of this diamond weave ribbon. It's like a crocheted trim ribbon. Really nice. You will receive a bolt of linen thread, and you'll receive a full package of the brushed metallic adhesive dots. So you'll get all those supplies. In addition to that, you will get 6 card kits to make 6 different cards. And let me just show you a peek at these cards. This is a fun fold, but look how pretty. And you will use all of these supplies in the class. I also do a PDF tutorial that includes a photo of every project, as well as all the measurements, and then a video for each one so that you can walk through each project and stamp right along with me as you're creating your own cards. You will have plenty of the supplies left over to make more cards. It's a great set, great class, and stamp set and bundle. So there's a couple other options if you want to add on the bundle, which you will need to do this class. You will need the Gorgeous Leaves stamp set and the intricate leaves dies. You can add that onto the class fee at catalog price. That would make the whole class $84. I save on tax and I pay the tax and shipping on that, so that's a savings to you. And if you add on the bundle, you will qualify for a Sale-a-bration reward, so you can pick whatever you want. And then I featured the Inspired Thoughts word stamp set for the projects in this class. You can add this on also at catalog price. That would make your fee $103. You would earn 2 Sale-a-bration products of your choice, so that is an additional benefit of doing that. You will need to provide, of course, your own adhesives, your blocks, and a couple colors of ink. The inks are Crumb Cake, Calypso Coral, Bumblebee, and Tuxedo Black Memento ink. So those are the inks you will need. It is a great class. I love these projects, and I know that you will as well. The basic class is $40 for all of that, and it includes over $29 in products, so it really is a great deal. I will put a link to register on this Facebook Live when I am done. Okay. All right, so I have 2 cards that I'm going to make today, and I'm showcasing the beautifully penned paper that is something free that you can get with Sale-a-bration. It's free with a $50 order. It is a black and white paper, and of course we all love black and white. I know that I do. And these are the patterns, but of course, like I said, they're always better in person. This is, I've already cut this to 6x6, but it's actually a 12x12 pack of paper. So it includes these 3 different patterns. It's a total of 12 sheets. And of course they are double-sided. Super cute. I always love a good black and white combination. So I have 2 different cards. Let me start with the first one. Let me get organized here. Okay, so my first card, let me pull those parts and pieces over here. This is a simple card. And this goes together really quickly, which is always, of course, my favorite kind of card. So I'm going to start with my paper trimmer. See if I can turn this so that you can see what I'm doing here. And I have a piece of basic black cardstock, and I'm going to use my scoring blade on my trimmer, and I'm going to score this at 4 1/4. That is the halfway point along this shorter edge of the paper. And I'll show you why I'm doing this. So I'm going to score that really well, and then I'm going to turn this, and now I'm going to use my cutting blade and cut this at 5 1/2. So the light color gray blade is the scoring blade, and the black is the cutting blade. So now what I've done is I have 2 card bases, so that since I'm getting all these supplies out, if I'm making 1 card, I might as well make 2. And so that's just a quick little time-saving tip. 2 pieces that are already scored and ready. All right, so now I'm going to just bring in my stamp. Okay. And this is from, I'm using these are cone flowers, this image, and these are from the Nature's Harvest stamp set, which is part of a bundle. It is one of my favorites in our mini catalog. And I'm just going to take a block. Because I'm just stamping part of this, I can use a smaller block. And let's see, I'm going to bring in some grid paper. Sorry, just going to bring in my grid paper here. And my black ink. I'm just going to ink this up, and I have already cut a circle just with thick white. Looks like there's something. I'll just use the other side. So I'm just going to position this just like that on my circle. I love that stamp. I love cone flowers anyway, but I just think that's so pretty. Okay, then I'm going to take a piece of white, and let me just check the measurement here for you. this is cut 4 by 3.5. And that's going to be my card front, on my card front. And then I just took 3 strips of the beautifully penned paper, and I'm just going to position these right on this square shape, or rectangle shape, I guess I should say. And I'm just going to position those like that. I'm going to go ahead and attach those. This is super, super simple. So I'm going to use my Tombow glue. Yes, Colleen, I think everybody loves that Nature's Harvest stamp set. It's beautiful. And combined with the dies, I've shared a couple other cards with it, and yeah, I agree. It is just beautiful. Okay, so this I'm just going to position, leaving an even border around there. I'll do the middle one next. And just line that up and leave a little bit of space between, whoops. And then this one will just be same thing. I'll just kind of position that. It's pretty easy to get these spaced evenly. Okay, so we'll put that there. Okay. Of course, I like the Tombow because you do have a little bit of wiggle room, although I found out you have to act pretty quickly. You do have wiggle room, but wiggle time, but you have to wiggle quickly or it will that glue will hold that down in place. Okay, then I'm going to take a strip of my white, basic white, and I'm going to pull in one of the stamps. This is from that Inspired Thoughts stamp set. And one of the things I like about this is that there are words that you can put on the outside of the card and then words that you can put on the inside of the card. Like I love this, where is it? With heartfelt sympathy, and then on the inside, sheltering you with love at a time when words fall short. I like that. So I just used the thinking of you on your special day. And, you know, the thing I've been doing lately, and it seems like some of you have tried it because you've let me know that I've started to mount my word stamps from corner to corner rather than to try to get them straight like this. And I don't know why, but for some reason, it's easier for me to get my words straight when I have it angled when I do it this way. So I'm going to bring in my little mat here. And every time I say that, I think, okay, Laura, now the pressure's on. You've got to get this straight. Go ahead. I'm going to stamp that first. Okay, that looks good. All right. So let's see how I do. And I'm stamping. This is going to be positioned under my floral circle here. So I'm going to stamp this towards the left side. Okay. Now we're ready to put this together. So I'm going to start by attaching this panel to my card front. Have you tried that, Debbie? I see that, yeah. And Wendy, I agree. Black and white paper is always the best. We have many beautiful papers, but I'm always drawn to black and white. And I think, of course, you can always step it up if you want to add a little touch of color, which I did. If you go to my blog, I shared a really pretty card yesterday that used the same paper. So you should go check that out. It had a pop of color, and I think, again, it shows a different way to use this paper. Okay, so I'm going to just put one dimensional, actually I think I'll do 2 on the back of these words, and I will position that just straight across here like this. I'm going to have it stick out just a little bit. I'm going to go like that, and then I'm just going to attach this piece. This is going to rest right over that. I need one more dimensional there. So we'll go ahead and add that. Yeah, I agree, Wendy. It is a super simple card, and I am all about the simple cards. I love layers and textures, but I think you can do that without overdoing it. And if you sometimes you don't have time to spend a lot of time making a card, and so this always works for me. So there's my card front. Now I could add some embellishments. I have the like matte black dots would be pretty on this, but I kind of like to just sort of plain. So then for the inside, I have my panel that is 4 by 5 1/4, and for my words, I'm going to stamp, "It's your time to be remembered, to feel appreciated, and to know you're celebrated." That is one of the word sets in this stamp. So let me grab a block. I'll put that on there. This one I'm just going to do straight, and I'm using my Tuxedo Black ink, and I'll go ahead and stamp that on there like that. Okay. And if I wanted to, I could actually, you know what, why not? I'm going to put part of this, I'm going to stamp this cone flower again, just maybe a smaller bit of it, just right there to finish the inside of the card. Isn't that pretty? And now we'll just go ahead and attach it. Okay, so there is super simple, thinking of you on your special day. It's your time to be remembered, to feel appreciated, and to know you're celebrated. So this used the Inspired Thoughts stamp set for the words and the Nature's Harvest for my coneflower image, and then the free, beautifully penned designer paper that you can get for free with a $50 qualifying order during Sale-a-bration. If you want to place an order, of course, I'll refer you to my blog, which is lauramilligan.com. If you use this host code, and if your order is $50, you can get this paper for free. All right, so I have another card. It is a little more involved, but I thought it was a fun idea, so I want to share it with you. It's a pocket card. So it looks like this, and again, I'm featuring the beautifully penned paper, and it just has this cute little note card that pops out from the front. And for this card, oh, Myra, you're too kind, thank you. So for this card, I am using the beautifully penned paper again, but I'm also using the Delicate Dahlias stamp set. This also is something you can get for free with Sale-a-bration, during Sale-a-bration, which goes through the end of September. This is a $100 purchase. It's a little bit bigger stamp set. There are 12 images in this, so that is free with a $100 purchase. But let me tell you, it is gorgeous. You do not want to miss getting this stamp set. Okay, so I have all these parts and pieces ready. Okay, so I'm going to start with my card base. So this is a card on a card, the pocket card. So it's just a regular 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 piece of basic white cardstock. And then I have my designer paper, which is cut 4 by 5 1/4. I thought you might like the measurements right on this, so that it's easy if you want to make another one. So what I want to do for this is I'm going to make a mark. I'm going to flip this over because this is centimeters on this side and I need to use inches. Okay. So what I'm going to do is go down. I'm going to use my little grid paper. This grid paper is a really nice surface to work on, and it is actually an accessory or an additional item that you can purchase to go with your Stamparatus, but I like to just stamp on it. So I'm going to go ahead and line this up, and I'm going to go down 1 1/2 inches and just take a pen right here and just make a little mark like that. It's not really going to show. Okay, and then on the bottom, let me move this up so you can see it. I'm going to just go over 1 inch and do the same thing, make a mark. Okay, then I'm going to bring in my paper trimmer. And I'm going to line those two marks up. So there's my 1.5, and then here's my 1 in. Oh, you know, let me move it up so you can see. Oh, I think I just set my paper trimmer on my black ink pad. That'll be nice, huh? Okay, so you can see what I'm doing. So here is the 1.5 inch mark, and here is the 1 inch. So I've got those right here. This is the cutting line. Okay, so I'm just going to bring, I don't need my scoring blade. I'm going to cut this like that. So I end up with 2 pieces like that. I'm going to leave that, I'm going to set that aside for a minute. Then I'm going to take a rectangle, and this is cut 3.5 by 4, and I'm going to use my trimmer again and just cut this diagonally from corner to corner. So again, I'm putting it up right along this cutting track there. Just make sure both points are right in that track. Okay, we'll go ahead and cut that. So now I have 2 triangles. So the nice thing about that is then I can make another card with this. I can, you know, I'll just flip it around and I can use that, but I only need 1 for this card, so I'll set that aside. Okay. Then I'm going to start putting this together. I'm going to take my card base. I've got ink everywhere, but luckily this is going to be covered up, so it won't matter. So I'm going to start by adhering this big piece that I've already cut for the front of my pocket. So I'm going to go ahead and take my glue and just attach this. You know, I think so many times, I know I do, most of my cards are more traditional. They either open from the bottom to the top or from, you know, the right to the left. But it's always fun to, you know, do a card that has a different kind of fold. I think we all like those fun fold cards. And that's pretty much what this is. Okay, then I'm going to take this, my rectangle half, so I guess it's a triangle now, and I'm going to line this up so that it is flush with the white card base. Now, what you want to be careful about is, because this is going to be a pocket card, you don't want to put any glue across here, because then you're not going to have a pocket. You'll just have a card with a triangle, which we could probably figure out a way to make that work, but you don't want to put any adhesive on that. So I'm just going to go close to this edge, like that. And again, this is going to be flush with my card base. We'll get that all lined up, just like that. Mine's a little crooked. Let's see if I have time to wiggle it a little bit. Okay, that's pretty good. All right, then I'm going to take this triangle, and this is going to fit in here, and when I position this, I'm going to line it up as best I can with this part right here. Okay, so that's going to be just about like that. Just like that. Now this piece is not going to be part of the pocket, so I can add my adhesive to all 3 sides of this triangle. So I'm going to line that up so that's even with the bottom, and then just kind of position that so that it's lined up that way as well. Okay, so that's going to be like that. I agree, Myra. Plus, it's also fun. It's also fun to just make different, you know, different types of cards. Okay, so that is our, basically, that's our pocket. That's the base of the card. So then I'm going to take another piece of this beautifully penned paper. This is cut 3 by 8, and you could score it in half, but I'm just going to use my bone folder. And I'm going to have the polka dots on the outside because I want to have some contrast with the paper I just attached to the main base of the card. So there is that part. And then I had just this little strip left over when I was making another project, and I thought that would be cute added to that, just to add some more pattern. I'm just going to put that across there like that. Just dresses that up a little bit. Okay, then what I'm going to do is do some stamping, and I have a big piece. This is 3 1/4 by 4 1/4. You just need a kind of large piece of white, and I'm going to stamp my dahlia. So this is a 2-step stamp, and I'm going to start with the larger, more solid image, and I think it's a matter of preference, personal preference, what you want to do. But let's see, I need for this I'm going to use Pale Papaya ink. And what I did, so let me show you. So this is the more solid image, and this is one of those distinctive stamps so that it has light and dark built right into the stamp. It makes it really easy to create a beautiful, beautiful flower. And then this is the stamp that adds the detail. So I'm going to start with the more solid image. That's normally how I do it when I'm doing a 2-step stamp. And what I did was, normally I would just stamp this, and then when I would bring in the more detailed stamp, I would sort of just turn it to find where it lined up. But this one, it has so many different little petals. I found it was a little bit tricky to line up. Not that bad, but what I did was I put a little black dot on the stamp, on the back side of the stamp, and then I did the same thing on this one. You can barely even see it, but that helps me find how to line this up. So let me show you how I did this. I took my Pale Papaya ink. I'm going to go ahead and ink it up. I want to ink this up really well. And when I stamp this, I'm going to put the little black dot, at about 3 o'clock. I'm going to give that a minute and look how pretty that is. See all the light and the dark and the texture that's just built right into that stamp? So pretty. All right, then I'm going to take this stamp, and again, I have that dot there. This is the detailed stamp. I'm going to ink this up again, ink this up as well. And I'll position this at 3 o'clock. And that should be, let's see if I can do this right. I'm kind of at a funny angle here. Okay. And so there it lined up pretty well. It's not perfect. I think if I try it again, I'm just at a weird angle. I can try it again though. Let's just see. I'm going to pull it closer to me, I think, when I stamp. But again, I'm going to stamp this at 3 o'clock. That's the more solid image. And then I'm going to ink up the detailed image and put that at 3 o'clock as well. See if I get a better. Okay, that looks better. Okay, so there that is lined up. And then what I'm going to do is bring in, I'm going to close my ink. Well, you know what? Before I do that, I have this little piece. This is going to be for the inside of the card. And I'm going to stamp the smaller flowers from this set. I'm just going to put one in the corner. This will be the insert of the card. Okay, so we have that. I actually added some words to this as well, and I did that with my black. I'm using Thank You Kindly. So we'll put that right there, like that. So now I think I'm done with my stamping. So I'll get these ink pads closed up and out of the way. I don't want to get ink all over everything. All right, so now I'm going to bring in my mini Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, and my circle dies, which I'm not sure where I put those, so I need to look. Hold on, I'm sure they're here somewhere. Oh, here they are. Okay. So these are the layering circle dies, and I've already cut this large circle with the Pale Papaya. cardstock. And now I'm going to cut the scallop circle with this flower that I just stamped. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and build my sandwich, and I think this will fit. Yeah. So I'm just going to position this around this, and then my top cutting plate, what I have found, and I learned this from my friend Sandra, to get the best results from this, if you lead a little bit with this cutting plate, the top cutting plate, you will have no trouble feeding this plate right through your mini cut and emboss. I was lining them all up perfectly, and I was struggling with getting it to feed through, but if you do it that way and lead through with this top cutting plate, it makes it super, super simple. And isn't this little, let me show you how this folds up. Isn't this little mini cut and emboss like the cutest thing ever? It really is. It's so cute. And it's fun because you can just leave it on your desk. Okay, so there's my circle. Go ahead, put this away. And now we're just going to go ahead and complete this. So I'm going to put this on here, and I'm going to grab some dimensionals and just pop up my scalloped circle with my floral image. Dahlias are such pretty flowers. I have a big garden. I love gardening. I have beautiful flowers in my garden, but I've never planted dahlias. I don't know if I would have luck with those or not. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is just position this onto here like that, and I purposely am leaving some go above the card, the little card. So I'm going to go ahead and attach that with my Tombow. Just putting the Tombow about halfway. Like that. We'll just hold that in place. Okay. Then I'm going to open this up, and on the inside here is where I'm going to attach this smaller little piece. I will be putting these projects that I'm making today up on my blog tomorrow, and I will include the measurements so that you can refer to them if you want to make one of these cards. Okay, so there's my inside. And then I'm just going to add some embellishments. I have my matte black, that is such a hard word to say, matte black dots. Try saying that 3 times fast, right? And I'm just going to put a couple here to embellish that little panel. Just put 3 here. You could also use the in color gems that we have. That would be really pretty with this card, with these colors. The pale papaya would be really pretty. I'm going to put that there, and then I'm going to put one just right on the center. I'll use one of the small ones and put that right on the center of this flower. I think that looks cute. Okay. So there's my little card. So cute. And yeah, you know what? The nice thing about this too is it does show off both sides of the designer paper. So that's going to slip right in here like that. And then to finish this, I just added a little piece of the black and white gingham ribbon. I think we all love this ribbon. And I just thought it kind of finished this little card. And so I tied my bow. I don't want it to be too big. And I'm just going to trim this up a little bit with my paper snips. Like that. And that, I just rested right there on the side of that pocket. So I'll attach that with a glue dot. Just put that right there. I just thought it kind of dressed it up and added, I always like ribbon. So there is that card. So it's a card, a pocket card that holds just a cute little note. I think this will be fun to send to someone. Okay, so that is my second card for today. And like I said, you can refer to, here's the one, that was my sample. You can refer to my blog tomorrow, lauramilligan.com, to see the measurements for both of these cards. Here's the other one that I made today. Scoot those over here. I would, of course, appreciate your orders. It is Sale-a-bration. It's the best time ever to purchase products, Stampin' Up! Products. You can go to my blog and you will see where it says shop. It'll take you right to my online store. And I, of course, will be very grateful for that. So I'm going to turn my phone back up, my camera back up. Thank you for joining me today. I hope you enjoyed these cards. Leave me a comment. Let me know. And as most of you know, if you watch my Facebook Lives and leave a comment or share, then you have a chance to win these 2 cards. I just do a random draw every week. So this week, to get one of these cards, I will be announcing the winners next Monday. I'll be back at 1 o'clock at my normal time. So thank you all very much for joining me. I hope that you have a great day. And as always, I hope you have time to be creative today. Thank you so much, everyone. Bye-bye.